It's the 50th game of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by our good friends over at Zappos. The Savannah Bananas at 25-22, taking on their arch rivals, the Party Animals, who are 19-17 and coming off a dominating 7-3 win an evening ago in what was the biggest Banana Ball game of all time. Well over 15,000 Bananiacs jam-packed into Victory Field last night, and we're doing it again less than 24 hours later. Not even a half hour past noon here on Saturday. And the Vic is bumping like it has not been many times since it was built back in 1996. Indianapolis has come out and shown out once again. An incredible atmosphere for our 50th Banana Ball game of the year, the 80th of all time. This is stop number 17 out of 33 on our 2023 World Tour, and we'll see how the Bananas align defensively as they try to bounce back after last night's L. From left to right in the outfield, Michael Deeb, D.R. Meadows, and Noah Bridges. Boy, Noah looks a whole lot like Danny Hosley out there. In the infield, Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox at short, Jackson's at third. Danny Hosley is at second. He looks a lot like Matt Wolf. Dan Oberst, forget looking at the pictures. Just look at the names, everybody. Bill Leroy behind the dish, Kyle Lewis on the bomb.
Those pictures may not be right, but the numbers are. We saw last night the Bananas recording their 200th trick play as a team. D.R. Meadows with a backflip catch in center field, arguably his cleanest one of the season. And the Bananas defensive alignment, one of the best. Always great to see Dan the Man back at first base, something Kyle Lewis loves out there on the mound.
Listen, we were playing and broadcasting a game about 15 hours ago, so bear with us here on Saturday afternoon as we take a gander at Kyle Lewis on the bump. The tour leader in innings pitched, strikeouts, and unfortunately hits allowed, but that's just because he's nearly thrown 30 more frames than anybody else. And I'll tell you what, as much of a grind as a lot of the first few months of the tour has been, June was his month.
If there's one player who was likely player of the month for the entire time, it was Kyle Lewis. I mean, you talk about wins in his last 3 starts in the month, a 1.21 ERA, and you talk about just his last 2 starts, only 1 earned run allowed, MPIs at 323 and 327. There is a lot to like about what Kyle Lewis is doing out there for the Bananas.
He earned 11 points and only gave up 2 throughout the entire month. He was on a whole nother level. The Party Animals line up against him with Reese Hampton at the top, Dalton Cornett hitting second, Bryson Bloomer hitting third. Here is Jesse Cole.
So now on 3, I need everyone here to yell, "Start the clock." 1, 2, 3.
Showtime! Leading off for the Party Animals, number 6, Reese Hampton.
Here comes the 12th round draft pick of the Detroit Tigers in 2018. Hampton leading the tour with his .401 batting average. Also tied for the Party Animals team lead with 8 homers. There were only 3 home runs hit in the month of June. A very serious change of pace from the long ball mania that we had since this tour kicked off in mid-February. Hampton had 2 of the 3 bombs hit in our 6th month of the year.
And what's more is both of them came at the expense of Jared Donaldson, our starting pitcher from last night's ball game.
Kyle going right after him. Mr. Lewis in his 6th year in Banana Land. 4-seam, 2-seam, and cut fastballs. So work a slider and curveball in there. Dabbles with a changeup. That one foul tipped. Everybody at home plate agrees. Bill Leroy behind the dish, and Vincent Chapman calling balls and strikes tonight. Randy Voss down the first base line, and Reggie Liggins umpiring down the third base line. Snagged by Kyle. Flips it up with the glove, tosses it over to his teammate for the past 5 years, Dan Oberst. And a good start to the evening for Cowboy Kyle.
Cowboy Kyle.
Josh, for the 2nd straight night, has stepped on his headset and yanked the cord out. And now he's laughing too hard to get it back in. Your point, Josh.
I'm back. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon to others. Cowboy Kyle just continues to field his position very well. There is no other pitcher who has had more ground balls hit right back to him as Dalton Cornett is going to line one into right field. First hit of the game for the Party Animals. And you thought he was going to do a little trick play there, but you still love the flair, flipping that ball up to himself and tossing one over to Dan Oberst.
Cornett hits in each of his last 2 plate appearances. He went 1 for 5 last night. Excellent bat and a tremendous weapon to have as your catcher in his second tour with the Party Animals. And now we set our sights on Bryson Bloomer. In his 3rd year in Banana Land, his first 2 rounds were as a collegiate Banana, where he was an integral part of back-to-back Coastal Plain League championship teams. But as he's begun his professional career here in 2023, he's gone to the dark side, and boy, are the Party Animals happy to have him. Hitting .353, a .435 on base percentage, and leading the tour with his 38 runs driven in. And that one stung back up the middle, and he has a base knock off his 2021 Collegiate Bananas teammate. Matt from Tennessee, thank you so much for donating 50 memberships out to Bananas Nation. That was awful generous of you. We'll see if the good juju will help out Cowboy Kyle Lewis, who spent a couple innings in the booth with us last night. It will go in the favor of Jake Skoll, who was 3 for 4 with a sprint and a double an evening ago. He played 1 game for the Bananas on the One City World Tour. It was March 20th back in 2021. He was a Banana last year, now has flipped over to the Party Animals side with his partner in crime, Reese Hampton. Skoll hitting .357, leading the tour with his .481 on base percentage and .1203 OPS, as well as his 29 ball 4 sprints earned.
And we saw exactly what's made Jake Skoll so dangerous all season for the Party Animals. 3 hits, 1 extra base hit, a double to start the ball game for him, and then also drew a ball 4 sprint, brought across a run for the Party Animals. This is a big reason why he is the tour OPS plus leader at .206, meaning he is over 2 times better than the average player on this year's tour.
Wild pitch from Cowboy Kyle, uncharacteristic as the heater gets away from him. This is his 7th year, a part of the battery with Bill Leroy. They started at the University of North Georgia up in Dahlonega as freshmen together, have lived together now for the past 6 years. And are in their 6th campaigns together as Bananas. Cole fouls off the 2-2 offering. He'll get another. That one caught by a fan right in front of us. What a snag by that young lady.
No, I believe Vincent Chapman and Randy Voss are waving it off.
I gotta be completely honest with you. I saw the foul ball was locked into baseball mode, completely looking back at the field as that was a masterful block by Bill Leroy. All of a sudden, I saw her with the ball in her hands and the crowd going crazy.
From my vantage point, catch was made, but I believe there was a little bit of a bobble in between somewhere. Might have gone off the hand of another fan. An unfortunate second chance there. Well, a fortunate second chance for Jake Skoll, but an unfortunate outcome for Kyle Lewis.
Noah Bridges has room to work with. Right at the edge of the track, he grabs that one. It'll be a sac fly as Cornett jogs in. And Bloomer follows him over to third. Party Animals with an early 1-run lead here in the first, as Skoll plays around with a really cavernous Victory Park here. It's 362 feet to right center as the Party Animals surround Bill Leroy and break off a little LMFAO Party Rock anthem dance. And Skoll probably got that one about 350.
And in doing some research coming into this series, Victory Field, in comparison with other minor league ballparks, 16 points below average in terms of home runs being hit here, which makes Reese Hampton's home run last night all the more impressive for the Party Animals.
Yeah, he blasted that thing out to right. There's Christian Dearman celebrating the renewed donut batter. We had it last night for the first time since the summer series last August, as Banana Ball has gone national and will go worldwide Needed a little larger of a partner to pull this thing off, so Dunkin' Donuts has thrown its name into the hat, entered the fray, so to speak, and now a 1-1 count on Tanner Thomas, who was the donut hitter last night and refused to strike out. 2018 and 19 Banana, a teammate of Kyle Lewis along that time, and now in his second campaign here with the Party Animals.
And now behind 1 and 2, the fans getting even louder. And what's important to note, the reason you see Tanner Thomas as a donut batter, he still has not had a series this season without a strikeout.
His 32 Ks are a tour high. As Kyle tries to get him with the high heat, Bloomer's racing home, flip from Leroy, won't happen. That is a pass ball on Bill Leroy. It'll be an unearned run for Cowboy Kyle. That thing just squeaked out of his mitt. And the Party Animals have pushed 2 across here in the top of the first.
Yeah, he tried to go with a high fastball there on Tanner Thomas, missed a little bit outside, and that's a ball that Bill Leroy should definitely have caught there. Unfortunate for Gluigs and Leroy.
2-2 coming with 2 down and now nobody on. Spiked by Kyle. Count runs full. Tanner Tinder Thomas ready for the payoff. Fouled off. Kyle went with the 3-2 slider. How about the crowd here at the Vic? They yearn for free donuts, will not get them here. Diving stop, Danny Hosley from his knees makes the play. He continues to sparkle at second base, but the Party Animals push a couple runs across on 2 hits and have an early first inning lead.
A magnificent diving play for Danny Hosley, and that's big for Kyle Lewis to get out of the first. Now time to see if the Bananas, a great offensive team in the first inning, can provide a little spark.
Get another look at the diving play from Hosley. Continues to be incredibly valuable wherever you put him out on the field. He's predominantly been playing second base and right field before he comes in to be the Nanners closer as of late. Dylan Porter, the starter for the Party Animals. Nanners will need to push 2 runs across here in the first inning to avoid gifting the Party Animals a point. They'll need 3 to earn a point themselves. Porter has been very consistent. The ERA has jumped up to 4.70 after he had a rough start at Rickwood. But before that, he had been cruising.
Yeah, Dylan Porter had an excellent month of June, but he exits it 0-2 with a 5.73 ERA. And what's interesting is he throws 2 1/3 registered innings in Rickwood, but he pitched in across 5 innings and allowed 5 walk-offs. We have not seen a starting pitcher for the Party Animals not record an inning in which they did not allow a walk-off until Dylan Porter's start in Rickwood, but I have a feeling he's going to be able to turn that around today.
Yes, the Bananas hadn't walked off the first 5 innings of a ball game since the 2022 tour.
Incorrect.
Against the Party Animals.
Okay, there you go.
Here's how the Nanners will line it up. Trying to back up Cowboy Kyle. D.R. Meadows at the top. Eric Jones Jr. And then Michael Deeb due to swing it here in the first. Dan Oberst cleaning it up. Dakota McFadden behind him. Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Bill Leroy, Danny Hosley, and Noah Bridges will round out the order. Yeah, the Nanners have done some damage against challengers on this tour that have taken games out of the competitive realm pretty quickly. Although with every run counting as a point in Banana Ball, no team is ever truly out of it. Mr. Meadows started his Bananas career as a collegiate player this past summer. His stories have been well told, but it's worth mentioning again for anybody who doesn't have an idea of what he did. 26 steals in 26 tries throughout 20 games, as he points to Vincent Chapman. Thought that one was a couple inches outside. Helped the Nanners win their second straight Coastal Plain League championship. Checks his swing. Did he go? Randy Voss says he was able to hold up. And a 2-2 count on the doctor. In on the hands and caught by a jumping Dylan Porter leaping off the mound. Athletic play there from the Party Animals starter.
Yeah, and I think that running in on DR Meadows' hands also broke his bat. But that was a really great play by Dylan Porter, getting off the mound very quickly and catching that little looper off the bat of the doctor.
Dylan out of Oakland, California. Spent time at Santa Barbara City College, Washington State University, and the University of New Orleans. Finished up at UNO this past spring. Made his Banana Land debut as a nanner in the Summer Series this past August, spilling into September, but like so many before him, has gone to the dark side. He now faces off against Eric Jones Jr., the extra hitter. In his second tour with the Nanners, he's leading all hitters with his 9 homers. That one only a long ball in an elevator shaft as Bryson Bloomer allows it to come down into his mitt for out number 2. So the Nanners leader in RBIs is retired, and it will be up to Michael Deep to reach base and give Dan Oberst a chance to tie this first inning. Deep in his 3rd World Tour, former minor leaguer with the Chicago White Sox. And before that, linebacker for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Another one of the superhumans we have here in Banana Land. They're all over the place. 1-1 count on the Nanners left fielder, hitting .331, a .400 on-base percentage, pacing the team with his 13 two-baggers. That one stung into right center field. A barrel for the king of them. And Deep passes the baton to Dan Oberst, tying run here in the first inning, stepping up to the dish.
And Michael Deep continues to hit Dylan Porter very well. He had 2 doubles against Porter and Rickwood. And overall on the season, batting .385 against the Party Animals righty.
It's impressive against a guy who's about 90 to 93 with the fastball, works in the curveball, slider, and changeup. You saw the bender just miss the bottom of the zone right there, although Porter disagreed with Vincent Chapman's call. And Oberst in his 5th campaign with the Nanners as that one rocketed to Jason Swan, juggles it before stepping on the bag. An efficient 3-minute and 13-second bottom of the first for Dylan Porter earns a point for the Party Animals. And let's talk about how Brett Helton and Reese Hampton won co-showman of the night an evening ago.
Yeah, it was a really impressive game for both of these guys. You start here in the first inning, and how about Brett Helton working quickly per usual, a 1-minute and 55-second first for the Greek god of MPIs, as we like to call him. And Reese Hampton with a nice sliding play to boot. Now up in the second, Reese Hampton making a trick play, his only one of the night. But boy, it was a fantastic play. And then he came up in the third, drew a ball 4 sprint, got a little RBI, and stole a base too, you see here. Actually, that ball hitting Reese, but he was still in there safely. Now Brett Helton getting a K, doing a little finger point. He got another strikeout in that inning as well. And man, Reese Hampton coming up in the 5th. That ball deep to right field and gone for Mr. Hampton. A lot of power for a little man, as my friend Miko Scala would say. And look at this. I mean, Brett Helton getting in on a 6-2-2. Are you kidding me? Look at the moves on that guy. And oh, just a little high and tight there on DR. Brett Helton would go 6 1/3. Reese Hampton would make a nice catch and a cartwheel to end that day. Brett, you pick up a win, your best start of the season. Just an incredible outing. Congrats on a co-showman with Reese Hampton, my friend.
Thank you. It's contagious. When the boys are hitting, the boys are pitching. It's kind of cool. We play off each other. I love getting done with the game, looking at Reese, and I'd be like, all right, you got this hit. Did you get a steal? Did you get one of these? You had one trick play. Did you backflip? And so it's kind of fun to recap and be like, he had a real good game when you start putting it out like that. Reese played really well, and being co-entertainer, all that's pretty cool because it's both. We got to do both sides, and he takes care of the offense, I'll take care of the defense.
No doubt about that, Mr. Helton. And the offense and defense both making sweet synergy so far for the Party Animals. Check swing pop into foul territory. Breland Almodovar retired by Dan Oberst. Good start to the top of the second for Cowboy Kyle, who gave up 2 runs in the first, one of them earned, one not. As you get another look at the excuse me flare into foul territory. Sam Claycamp, the hometown kid, now the extra hitter, went 2 for 5 last night in front of probably close to 1,000 folks or so from the Columbus, Indiana area. Nearly 500 of them Little Leaguers. Sam will get a little ride on Bill Leroy as he goes back between the legs. And the 1-0. Worm burner too short. Ryan Cox between the legs across the diamond. It is the 80th trick play of the tour for the Glove Magician. He continues to impress.
It is unbelievable what Ryan Cox continues to do for the Bananas. You thought he'd get to 80 last night. The Bananas with 5 trick plays, but a rare night where Coxie does not record one. So he's going to get started early in this one and get to the 80 mark.
Now it'll be Chase Acuff, the Party Animals shortstop, who's been on a trick play tear recently. And comes up empty on the slider. Yeah, Brett, you were the obvious showman of the night. And then Reese Hampton was undeniable with this home run, the sprint, the steal. Absolutely moving it and grooving it, synchronizing with you on the 3-2-2. Well, 6-2-2 rather.
We like that when we got everybody in. They're on the shot. Outfielders wanted a piece. The only people missing was first and third. And the internet let us have it. They said, what's with first and third not being in? We're like, what?
Comment section wasn't happy about their not being included, huh?
Yep, I like when they start blowing up the comments, but sometimes they're nice and sometimes they're mean.
People will be heard one way or another. 1-2 coming here to Acuff. And he taps it foul. Oh, nice behind the back snag there. In foul territory, Jackson Olsen. Not a trick play in the book, but over 15,000. Once again, back-to-back nights, the 2 biggest crowds in Bananas history. Well, back-to-back ball games, rather. We haven't gotten to 1 p.m. here on Saturday. They loved what the greatest showman showed them. One pop foul, and on top of this ballpark. How about a ballpark staffer making a catch on the bloomer pop fly on top of the stadium last night?
Yep, that was pretty impressive. It's one of those that's so high and so far back, we stopped looking at it, and then all of a sudden he comes over the edge, and I was like, no way did he catch that.
And it made sense to challenge it.
Oh, yeah, we had to.
Funny enough, we actually had the shot.
These fans are crazy enough that they actually let ours drop for them, and then every time we hit a foul ball, they try and catch it. These people, every time we think we're going to turn these Banana fans, and they show us real quick that they're not going to catch our foul balls.
I mean, when you pack 15,000 into Victory Field, you expect a fan to catch a foul ball or two.
Well, we're hoping for once in a while, and they're loyal right now.
Certainly a lot of yellow out there here in Indy, although there's a good smattering of pink and black as well.
Oh, yeah. There was 2 sections last night. I think one was Joe Lytle's and obviously Clay Camps, and they were all over us. They were our favorite fans last night.
Front door bender. Chase Acuff disagrees with the call made by Vincent Chapman as Kyle and Bill will full Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing? Yeah. Definitely. Confirmed. It's impressive stuff right there. So now the Bananas just need 1 run here in the bottom of the first. Nice bounce back inning for Cowboy Kyle as he gets the Party Animals down 1-2-3. Back up in the booth, Josh Talevsky, Brett Helton, last night's showman of the night, alongside his center fielder Reese Hampton and Biko Scala. And Brett, you are the tour leader for the Party Animals as far as appearances, but now you have made back-to-back starts, your first 2 starts of the tour. What is that transition like for you?
I love it. I love to start. I love to relieve. Relieving's great because I can show up here and I know there's a pretty good chance I'm going to pitch every game, so I do love showing up and knowing that. I also love getting after it. Throwing 7 last night was very cool. It was kind of hard to come out because I was feeling pretty good, and we've been looking at Delano maybe becoming a closer, so we've got so much talent there. We're trying to utilize it correctly, going off of everybody's strengths and seeing who's the best in what position, so we're like, we have to let him close. And I was like, if you're ready to go out there, it's yours. I was like, but if not, I got some more left. So going out there and throwing 7 and 8 is a lot more fun for me. I can actually use a lot of my really good pitches. So like last night I had cutter working, changeup was really awesome, heater was really good. So it was one of those days where like if I run out there for 1 inning, have a quick one and I'm done, I kind of wasted the opportunity to use 3 pitches. So I got to use all those last night for 7 innings. It really helped. I got to pitch backwards for a while. Then I started bringing the heater late in the game. So that's a lot more fun for me to be crafty than just come in for like 1 inning, and whether I got it or not, it might be over pretty quick.
Brett, I mean, what stands out to me is across these first 2 starts, you have only raised your average season MPI by 2 seconds. You are still working fast as ever, just like in the bullpen. I mean, tell me, did you expect that to be any different in your transition from the bullpen to a starting pitching role?
It's kind of a challenge for me. It's more opportunities for me to get it down. So I'm sitting there thinking like, hey, I might have 5, 6, 7 opportunities to get really fast ones. Right. So it's kind of my goal to get that down. So it's kind of fun that I have more opportunity. But when I whip out a quick one, I always point at my watch to to you guys, and when it's a little bit longer, I'm always like, walk off here wouldn't be terrible. Keep my MPI down there.
Oh, that's a riot. It's going to be 5, 6, 7 for the Nanners here in the bottom of the second inning. Dakota McFadden, Jackson Olsen, and Ryan Cox due to swing it. And D-Mac with a 2-1 count on him in his third World Tour. Has been excellent, hitting .298. Tied for second on this tour with Skoll and Hampton, 8 long balls. Ball barreled, but playing him perfectly, Reese Hampton, your co-showman last night.
He almost tried to pull a trick play right there.
You saw him thinking about it.
Oh, yeah. Went through his head. For the viewers who can't see the box in my view, there's a lot going on up there. These two dudes up here are complete professionals. They've got papers and stats and videos and monitors, and they are absolutely killing it up here.
We try our best. I appreciate that, Brett.
We'll try to figure it out as we go. Jackson Olsen, a very interesting evening. Had 2 1-pitch at-bats, and then had a 9-pitch at-bat.
I couldn't get him out. He put that uniform on. He was putting on for the whole city of Indianapolis, and I could not get that guy out.
He was just a completely different ball player. I mean, you talk about a guy with an aggressive approach. He averaged 2.8 pitches per plate appearance the entire month of June. Oof. Then he goes 9 pitches in a battle against you in a full Colts jersey and football helmet.
Drives that one deep to right center. Tanner Thomas eyeing it up, goes behind his back.
Let's go, baby. Tinder for the win. Let's go.
That was a beauty.
Just when Jackson Olsen thought he had left victory field for a bananas walk-up, it's Tanner Thomas drifting towards the warning track and going behind the back. What an unbelievable snag.
How about the bend of the elbow there?
It's a good thing he didn't have the big booty in. His glove would have gotten caught on it.
Now Ryan Cox. Last hope for the Nanners to try and get a rally going. They just need 1 run to win the inning. That would tie the game at a point apiece. Cox hit a shortstop in the 7-hole. You've already seen what he can do with his glove tonight. He's been heating up as well. Went 2 for 3 an evening ago. And as you encountered, Helton, incredibly hard to strike out in particular. Didn't strike out throughout the entire month of June.
I go through these battles where, like, there was a stretch for about 6 weeks I could not get deep out. And I'm hitting that right now with Cox. Every time he steps in the box, I feel confident. I get ahead. I got 2 strikes, and he just somehow gets a knock off me, and I got to figure out how to get him out now. And just like that, he's watching good pitches. He gets a walk. He's rounding first. Like, the guy's here to hustle. He's here to play hard.
Good sprint defense by your party animals. Tanner Thomas just a hair late as the inning-tying run, or the inning-winning run, rather, now in scoring position.
Yeah, just when you thought Ryan Cox got out of the batter's box a little slow, the party animals had a pretty good sprint defense there, but closing in, it's Breland Almadova and Tanner Thomas who just couldn't crash in quick enough. Ryan Cox able to get to second base, and the Bananas are going to go with their pinch runner extraordinaire, Malachi Mitchell, see if he can come around and knot this game at 1 point apiece.
Flash the Kid, fastest man in Banana Land, leads off second base. And Bill Leroy, the longest tenured folks here with the starting pitcher, Kyle Lewigs. It's a fastball inside. The Bananas catcher hitting 267. Been up around the 300 mark, slumping a little as of late. Malachi!
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Great coordination between Dylan Porter and Chase Acuff, and Malachi wants this one reviewed.
Uh-oh, don't go to the fans.
And the fans review it. The ball definitely beat him. The only question is if somehow Acuff missed the tag. We'll slap on. We have Zach Frangelo slapped on the Riedel headset as well. There is your fan challenger. Let's take a look at the replay as soon as we can.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Center field's the shot to look at here. I think he's safe.
I think he might be safe. I don't think Acuff applies the tag there, Zach.
I think he's safe.
I think call is reversed. Yes, confirmed.
We have just seen the first ever successful fan challenge in banana ball history.
Ladies and gentlemen, after review, the call on the field is
How about that? That is unbelievable. Coming into this game, we had seen 6 challenges from fans, and they were 0-6. And now, for the very first time, the fans have overturned a call, and it is going in the Bananas' favor. I'm sorry to say that, Brett.
And they got it right, though. When it's bang, bang, we got to go with the real one, and I think he swung move it, and I think he was right in between.
The ball beat him by a mile, but he was elusive, getting that right hand in before Acuff could apply the tag.
The game doesn't lie, though. We'll know pretty quick if that was the real call or not. If they were destined to score, they were destined to score.
We'll see if Bill Leroy can vindicate the fans. Porter firing home with a 1-0 pitch. Misses a pinch high, according to Vincent Chapman. You would like that one, Brett.
I would love that one. The inside black, make him double check at it.
Dylan takes a little stroll off the mound to compose himself. Now has to fire a 2-0 pitch. That one popped to the right side. Jason Swan in foul territory will end the inning. And the overturned call does not come back to bite the Party Animals. Still a 1-0 lead in the all-important points category. Brett Helton, before we let you go, get back to your teammates and get to celebrate this incredible crowd, got to ask you what it's like to be here in Indianapolis. Of course, you spent 4 years with the Pittsburgh Pirates organization, and this is their AAA ballpark, and now you're in the middle of it. You just threw your best outing in your banana ball career in the biggest game in banana ball history.
It's kind of perfect. I always wished I played here. I always wanted to get here. All my buddies got to maybe go through it, and it's something I've always wanted to be at and visit. And then the first time I get to come here, it's completely full and sold out, and I get a 7-inning start. That was pretty amazing. It was one of those where I kind of look around and I'm like, man, I really hope I get to throw in this park. And to do that for that long, that was pretty perfect.
How apropos, man. I mean, I know the dream was AAA and then Major League Baseball, but a reimagined journey as you starring in the middle of the biggest banana ball game of all time. It's pretty cool.
Yep, and I love it. And with how amazing banana ball is, my dream started one way, they went a different way, and now I'm living a different dream, and we got bigger ones. So the first time we throw ourselves out there in a big league stadium, that's the next dream. I think it's going to happen next year, so it's one of those things. Stick around, do our best, and this thing's just going to keep on getting bigger. So whatever I think this might be today, there's no telling where it's going to end up.
Well, you're spot on, Mr. Helton. You're a true mensch, man. Congratulations on winning the Showman last night, getting the W as well, even more importantly, and absolutely shining at the center of this great spectacle.
It's very fun, and thank you. I love being around the crowds when they're this loud. We made a joke the other day. We're like, there is grass out there in the berm. You can't see it because there's so many people, but there is grass out there.
You just got to believe it. All right, Brett, we'll let you get back with your teammates and enjoy this historic day game here in Indy, but we can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming up and hanging out with us.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I love being up here.
Thanks for coming up, Brett. Keep
Absolutely.
up the good work.
And today we're the DARTY Animals.
Oh, good. I love that. The DARTY Animals. Oh, my gosh. Should have been the name of my beer pong team when I was at Syracuse. That's incredible. Never lose if you're the DARTY Animals. Ball hit deep to left, but Noah Bridges underneath it. Will bat it up in the air, snag it in his mitt. A basket catch to confirm the trick play, and a forward roll to confirm the out from Randy Voss, the umpire.
That was a fun trick play there from Noah Bridges, getting in on a little dance at the end of this one. You see the tip, and here it goes, the catch for Noah Bridges. Oh, he made that look easy. That's now 3 trick plays in his last 6 starts for the Bananas.
He's now 9 for 11 on the tour in his trick play attempts. That one, I don't know where it missed. I'm going to guess Vincent Chapman thought it was outside. It's 3-2-2 time for the Bananas. Cowboy Kyle brings in Hosley, Cox, and Meadows. And boy, this dance has a whole lot of bells and whistles to it. And the pitch. Bounced back to Kyle. He catches the deflection, flips it up to himself, underhand toss to first, and Babers retired.
I mean, you want to talk about everything you like to see in a 3-2-2. How about Kyle Lewis, yet another comebacker? Bats it down, and another. He goes down on the knee there. Just when you think he might be proposing to Dan Oberst, no, he's just whipping a ball, making the second out.
He's proposing to Dan, will you live with me for a third world tour in a row next year? They're a dynamic duo. The two live with Bill Leroy. And it's a rather fun house to visit, to say the least.
As someone with 2 career nights spent in the Louis Oberst Leroy household, it's a grand old time, I tell you what.
Oh, that's a good one there. To the top of the order we go. Reese Hampton bounced one back to Cowboy Kyle when he led off the ball game. It was struck well, but great reaction time by the 6'4" starter, brought to Richmond Hill, Georgia, just outside of Savannah. Kyle originally hails from Texas. He grew up and has spent the majority of his life, rather, in the greater Chatham County area. Big payoff pitch coming here to the Party Animal center fielder. That one shot down the right field line. It's big time trouble. Noah Bridges is going to corral it and fire it in as Hampton downshifts, finds a comfortable gear to cruise into second for his tour-leading 16th double.
And he's going to give a little pound to the chest there as well. Reese Hampton getting back in on that extra base parade. He kind of cooled off in the month of June after ending May with 5 straight games with a double. He only had 2 extra base hits all of May, and now he's getting started here in July with a double.
Thought he maybe was going to try and tap into some nitrous there, see if he can squeak out 3 bases, but with 2 outs and the burning speed that Reese Lightning has, it's just as good basically to be at second base as it is to be at third. No reason to risk it. Noah Bridges played it very well in the corner as well.
Yeah, you don't want to get a little too aggressive with your base running and run into an out when this is a game where you're trying to get as many points as possible before you get into that 9th inning.
Dalton Cornett stroked a single through the right side his first time. Now Danny Hosley's fouled into the netting. And 1 and 2.
And it almost looked with that swing that Dalton Cornett was trying to go to the opposite field, which he does quite a lot, whether it's a dunk hit into left field or a couple of sharp liners. Looked like he was trying to split that 6-hole between Jackson Olsen and Ryan Cox.
There's a lot of space there in the left side of the infield as well. He goes to the right center field gap. DR Meadows makes the call and the catch. And now 2 straight scoreless innings for Cowboy Kyle after the Party Animals pushed a couple runs across in the first. He's given the Nanners another opportunity to win an inning with just 1 run scored. And Dylan Porter will be back out there to try and hold serve. And we'll throw it down to Jesse Cole. He's with Mr. Electric, Christian Dearman. We'll see if this young fan is a better dancer than a banana.
Let's see what you got first. What is that move? All right, very weird. The 2-2 works, though. All right, Kaya, what do you got? All right, that's pretty good sass right there, Dearman. Next one, you better bring it. The shopping cart? Really? All right. Oh, the Hosley. I've heard that one. Yes, I like it. All right, what do you got, Kaya? Oh, all right. She's got acrobatics. Let's see now. You're the same. What is that? Oh, wow. All right. That looks semi-athletic. Kaya, oh, she's winding up. Here we go, Kaya. Oh!
Mic drop.
With the split. All right, hold up. We got to make it at least a competition. Was it Christian Dearman? Or was it 11-year-old Kaya? We found the truth. She is definitely a better dancer than a banana.
Kaya breaking out the acrobatics there to dethrone Christian Dearman, who, if I may say so myself, had some fun moves as well.
I liked what Dearman was doing. I thought we were going to have our first ever upset where a banana actually defeats the fan. But man, if she didn't hold out her tricks until that last round, that was unbelievable.
Brought out the howitzer at the end. And that gets us to the bottom of the third inning. Annie Hosley leading it off. It's going to be 9-10-1 for the Nanners. Noah Bridges on deck. D.R. Meadows waits in the hole. And gets the inside corner. Good frame by Dalton Cornett. Count 1-1 on the man out of Vienna, Virginia, who just graduated from George Mason this past spring. Hosley fouls it off. Second baseman behind 1-2. And his 17th walk-off last night. RBI double into the right center field gap in the 8th inning. Ties Dakota McFadden for 17 facing all hitters. Flies that one deep down the right field line. Tanner Thomas has plenty of room to work with and will grab it for out number 1. It will now be Noah Bridges, man out of Four Oaks, North Carolina. Still playing league. He did play 4 games against the Bananas last summer. Had an on-base percentage in the 6-game summer series near 900. Started off very hot here in the 2023 World Tour. Amassed a couple homers, triples and 3 doubles very quickly, but has cooled off lately.
And when you look at that summer series, the reason the OBP is so high, he was throwing sprints at an excellent level. I mean, as good as we've ever seen a player on the tour. And maybe that's the case again as you see him in this 3-ball count. He had a sprint in the last game at Rickwood Field, and he came around to score on that sprint as well.
Big 3-1 pitch here from Porter. And there's the sprint. Noah is a man who can rival Malachi Mitchell for fastest man in Banana Land. Of course, D.R. Meadows and Reese Hampton would love to throw their hats in the ring as well. And Bridges, the inning-winning run in scoring position for the top of the order. He hands it off to the doctor.
And that's why you love putting Noah Bridges in a lineup. Not only because when you bat him that low, it's almost like having an excellent second leadoff hitter, but also stellar defense in right field, and he has one heck of an arm.
Guy who drew 7 sprints in the 6 games of the summer series. Just grabbed his 8th sprint here on the 2023 World Tour. Very smart base runner as well. Knows how to play it out there. Now a 1-0 count on the Nanners center fielder. Make it 2-0. David Meadows popped out on a little flare to Dylan Porter right behind the mound his first time. And the Vidalia, Georgia native now had 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, and we've seen a very patient approach from D.R. Meadows since he's moved into the leadoff sprint. 8 of his sprints have come in this time, and he's going to draw a sprint here that is going to walk up the inning for the Bananas, and not this game at 1 point apiece.
The doctor gets his 14th walk-off of the tour. Productive couple at bats there from Bridges and Meadows, as the Nanners are now locked in a 1 point apiece tie with the Party Animals. 3 innings in the books.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce
What a celebration there. Choreographed dance at the dish. We've got a 1-1 game going to the 4th inning. And as the Banana Band blasts away here in Victory Field, Mr. Nolan Daniel in his 3rd campaign with the Savannah Bananas. Yeah, you can talk now. How you living, buddy?
Now. What's up? What's up? I'm living good, man. You know, I never even got in the booth in Savannah with you.
It's crazy.
How crazy is that? But here I am.
So, by the way, for people who may not be familiar with his talents and his exploits, 2 summers with the Bananas, 2 Coastal Plain League championships.
3 summers. 3 summers.
Oh my gosh.
Come on,
I'm
man.
selling you short.
Come on,
2020.
3. Yeah, I was there too.
We joined this organization at the same time.
That's right.
My vote for the best reliever in the Coastal Plain League last summer, and after
Sure,
you just
appreciate
finished up at the University of New Orleans this spring, you're back in Banana Land, baby.
Back in Banana Land. It's crazier than ever, too.
So how did that journey come about? How did you get back here in Banana Land, Nolan?
Well, I was talking to Jesse and Gillum throughout the season at New Orleans, and it was kind of planned out to come here when I was finished up, and it worked out. So I'm glad to be here, ready to throw. Hopefully I get to throw today. We'll see.
Well, we're fired up to have you here, man. I know we were chomping at the bit to get you before the tour, but we're very happy that you did go to New Orleans. You got your degree, had a great 5th season down there with the Privateers.
Right.
What was that experience like, following in the steps of Dylan Cunningham and Pierce Howard and company?
Oh, man, I loved it in New Orleans. The coaches and the guys there were awesome. They brought me in, made it feel like home from the day I got there. New Orleans is a great place to go to. Also, it was a very fun city, a lot of stuff to do. Never bored there, so it was a good time, man. Glad I did it.
Speaking of never being bored, down on the field, we have a fascinating situation developing. So as beautiful as Nolan is, I feel like we have to get out of the booth because
Yeah, show that down there, man.
look at what's going on down here. It looks like it's a Wii baseball setup between both teams.
Yes, sir.
And they will hop back to their respective dugouts and out to their positions. The Bananas are lost in the sauce. Some guys just went right out to where they're supposed to be. Other guys wanted to go to the line first. Anyhow, they're figuring it all out.
It's doing it too.
You're a Wii baseball aficionado, Nolan?
I can smack the ball around on the Wii for sure. I can throw the sinker on there too, man. Can't touch it.
Just like the making bacon a summer ago, as Grayson Bloomer, as the tower buzzed. First offering from Kyle Lewis is up and in. It's 3-4-5 for the Darty Animals here in the top of the 4th inning. Nice front door bender, gets the zone. Slow call from Vincent Chapman. We have all the Wii baseball sound effects dialed up, ready to go. Randy Voss, did he go? Yes. We're not a fan of the decision. Grayson singled and came around to score back in the 1st inning. One spiked a couple feet in front of home plate. And a 2-2 count on Bloomer. How wild is it for you, Nolan? Of course, Bloomer, you spent 2 summers with them. You spent 3 with Kyle and Bill as Mr. Lewix comes out on top.
Dan.
Oh, of course.
One with Dearman. A lot of guys. Donnie.
How wild is it to see them? A lot of them still on the Bananas, but some of them now in the Darty Animals black and pink.
No, yeah, it's a little different going against some of my friends for sure, but we're still buddies afterwards. I'm not sure I'm supposed to say that. We're buddies afterwards, though, but it's still different being competitive against them instead of with them.
You guys on the right side of the infield for Jake Skoll. Got a sac fly deep to right his first time. Tested the cavernous dimensions here of Victory Field. Vincent Chapman calls time. We'll dust off home plate. And now it looks like we might do a little kung fu fighting. Okay, robot, some jump kicks. A little jump split. He's punching people out.
Get into it.
This is one of the more creative dances we've seen, and now, oh, he almost nailed himself with the mask throw. Now he's picked it back up. This dance is off the hinges. It's a joyous performance from Vincent Chapman.
Quite spirited, if I've got any say in this. I enjoyed that immensely. I think my favorite part was the mask almost coming back to hit Vince there.
I think on the rebound, it smacked him in the tuchus. Greg Sharon, thanks so much for being generous with the BTV world. 15 gift subs out to the people. That is awful kind of you. Backdoor bender gets the zone. 1-1 count on the Darty Animals DH tonight, as that's a swinging bunt down the third baseline, make it 1-2. No, he's been struck out. I think we just got lost in the Wii sauce. No, he needs a new bat. He broke his bat. Just completely confused. I thought maybe he actually bunted a ball.
Yeah,
He's about to be
that's not
ejected.
allowed.
He's really confused about everything that was happening there. Okay, so I was right. It's still a 1-2 count. And the battle between Lewix and Skoll continues. That just misses the top of the zone. You want that one, Nolan?
Oh, I definitely want that one for sure.
We had Brett Helton up here earlier tonight. Very similar pitch. Did not go Dylan Porter's way. He said the same thing. That one just misses the outside corner.
That one maybe.
The count is full.
I think Luigi wanted it though.
Yeah, still pretty apoplectic about the ball and strike decisions here in this count, although he will win the battle. That one flared to right. And DR Meadows will make the snag before an unsuccessful flipped attempt to Michael Deeb. And there are 2 down. No, I don't think it's any secret, Nolan, that all of us here in Banana Land are a big family off the field, but once the clock starts and the first pitch is thrown, it can be pretty vicious out there.
Oh, it can get intense out there for sure. Everybody wants to win just as bad. We're playing a normal game, you know.
Round 2 here on the donut hitter, which you are very familiar with.
Oh, yeah, but it's new here, huh?
It's a fact. It is back in Banana Ball for the first time since the summer series. Tanner Thomas.
It's a little different here, and 15,000 people do it too.
That's a fact. We love our quaint 4,000-seat historic Grayson Stadium that's been sitting in Savannah since 1926. But it's awful fun to get to parade around the country and see some of the magnificent arenas that are out there for Banana Ball.
It gets rocking in Savannah too. Don't get me wrong.
No, it gets raucous in Savannah. 3-0 pitch now coming to Tanner, who grounded out his first time. So for the confusion on the donut hitter, every person in the ballpark, if the donut hitter strikes out, gets a free voucher. Basically, their ticket is a free voucher for a donut the next day at Dunkin' Donuts.
But not only that, we get a lot of players running out into stands and throwing out munchkins from Dunkin' to all of our people.
Correct. It's a celebration in the moment, and there's some delayed gratification involved as well. Excellent job by Tanner Thomas to stay in the box there. That's as creative a maneuver as I've seen in such a situation. That one fouled at the dish. Tanner thought that thing might have been a backdoor bender. Looks like it was going to be ball 4, but he protects a possible strike 3 anyhow. He does not want the largest of 2 crowds in Banana Ball history to get free donuts. Payoff. It is low. Oh. Wow, Vincent Chapman. No. Certainly could have punched out Tanner Thomas there. That was right around the bottom of the knees. And the fans will not get donuts.
And what's interesting is Tanner had barely left the box. He thought he was about to get rung up by Vince as well, but instead reaching first base on the sprint.
And taunting the crowd who have been denied their sweet treats. You get another look at the pitch.
Got to get that arm moving.
Boom. It's yoga time here in the crossroads of America. Breland and
some yoga going on out there.
Bill Leroy are both downward dogging, although Bill's back into a crouch and is going to try and steal a strike. Doesn't get one. It's a 1-0 count. Oh, gosh. Things have gone off the rails, so to speak, here in Indianapolis. That one inside in the count 2-0. Breland has had no desire to swing at either of the first 2 offerings. Popped out in foul territory his first time. Bounces that one to Ryan Cox between the legs. Bounces it back to the glove across the diamond. Magnificent trick play from the glove magician. And the serenity is no longer here for the Stylin' Hawaiian.
Wow, a couple of tricks for the price of one there from Ryan Cox. You'll love the between the legs, but then the little bounce to himself, picking it up to end the inning. How fun! And Breland trying to achieve some Banana Ball nirvana. It's not to be.
It is Hey Baby O'Clock here in Naptown.
You guys hit Hey Baby up here or what?
Oh, well, Hey Baby.
It's Hey Baby.
Gotta Hey Baby, Nolan. You gotta.
I got some room to move in here.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of space for activities. Some step brothers up in here.
We got the bunk beds. We're all rocking and rolling, baby.
He's the largest Hey Baby in Bananas history, at least one of the top 2. Last night and this afternoon, back-to-back crowds over 15,000 here in Indianapolis, Indiana. How many Hey Babies do you think you have done in your 3+ years in Banana Land, Nolan?
If I had to guess, I would say 150.
Yeah, that sounds. I think you're underselling it, actually.
You think I'm underselling it?
You got to think about your March Hey Babies, your Party Plaza Hey Babies.
Oh, you're right. I'm going to go like 500 then, put it that way.
More right.
Yeah.
Now, what we learned was Dearman, he gets up in the morning and does a Hey Baby before coming to the ballpark.
Oh, he gets an extra one in.
He does one every morning and every night right before bed.
I might have to start adding that. get up to 1,000. Should I get a tracker and keep up with how many I do?
I got lost in the Hey Baby sauce. I was thinking about Dearman doing it as he gets out of bed every morning, and I lost track of everything up here. Make it happen. No, there's got to be a good chance that you get involved in this ball game tonight, huh?
There's a chance, I will say.
So you're saying there's a chance?
You're saying there's a chance. I hope I do get in there, man. I'm excited.
Now, this is
Banana
not
Ball debut.
correct, because were you a part of Banana Fest last year when your college boys played the pros?
I was not actually there yet.
You were still at Purdue.
Yep, that is correct.
So speaking of the Boilermakers, what's it like? Of course, you went to school for a couple years in Indiana, and now you get to be a part of the 2 biggest games in Banana Ball history, and you're adopted home for a couple years.
Yeah, I know. It's I didn't know when I would come back, but it's a pretty cool way to come back, I would say. Some of my boys come out to the game.
Nice. Eric Jones Jr. wastes no time to get going here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're tied at a point apiece. Niners just need 1 run to win the inning, and Malachi Mitchell will make his 2nd pitch running appearance tonight.
And really nice to see Eric Jones get on with that base hit. His 50th hit of the tour. He now becomes the 2nd Banana on the 2023 tour to reach 50 hits after Dan Oberst reached 50 last night.
Now Michael Deeb will swing it, a single his first time. How amazing is it to see? I mean, of course, Dan Oberst, an incredibly accomplished baseball player. We thought he would get drafted that 2021 year, your 2nd campaign in Banana Land, when he was the Gulf South Conference Player of the Year at the University of West Georgia. How cool is it to see him dominating Banana Ball now in his 2nd campaign here?
Man, I think it's right up his alley, too. He fits right in and like to have that juice on the bananas, too. So, I mean, I'm glad the Major Leagues didn't take him, but glad he's here. He's doing good too, so it's fun to see.
Is it sad to see your buddy from the past 2 summers, Bryson Bloomer, over at 3rd base for the dark side of Banana Land?
It is. It's weird to see too. He's trying to mean mug everybody out there. I'm like, hey, back it up. We were buddies now. We were dancing together, man.
Nolan, what I've got to know is how good does it feel to see Reginald Horton again?
Oh, what, man? He called me the day before I was coming into Savannah. I don't think he knew I was coming. We was chatting it up. I was like, man, I'm going to get to see you tomorrow. And we was just talking on the phone, so excited. Gave me a big old hug when I got to see him. He is the life of it here, man.
You could say that again. Malachi Mitchell, the life on the base paths, his 45th steal in 47 tries. That is, of course, pacing the tour. And there is Reginald Horton to celebrate.
Look at him.
Put on quite
that
a show.
He's
show
never not
yesterday.
smiling.
Yeah. How about his pregame weigh-in performance? How about Michael Deeb, a one-hopper to Dustin Baber, who returns the favor over to first base. His 43rd trick play in 46 attempts on the tour, pacing the Party Animals. But Deeb does his job. Inning-winning run is now 90 feet away with just 1 out.
Here's our guy.
It's just a good baseball play there from a savvy veteran. And now Mr. Oberst with the Party Animals infield drawn in. Cut and a miss on the front door bender, top of the zone. Dan out of Largo, Florida, facing off against the Cali Kid on the mound. Count even at 1-1. This is your jam, huh, No?
Oh, I'm grooving up here.
That one backhanded by Acuff, throw home, not in time. Dan Oberst walks off the inning on the fielder's choice, his 14th walk-off of the tour. And the Nanners have their first lead of the night. They're up 2-1.
And that gives Dan Oberst 5 runs batted in his last 6 games, 5 walk-offs in his last 9 games. We've continued to see Dan do some real damage out of this cleanup hole for the Bananas, and now he puts them ahead in this ball game.
Nolan Daniel.
That's what we needed.
We would keep you up here all night if we could, but we know you're hot in the pen and could come into this game at any point. And of course, we can't hide your dancing abilities up here in the booth when you have one of the 2 largest crowds in Bananas history down there. So we will let you fly free, my dear friend. But thank you so much for spending some time
Appreciate you for having me up here, man. I had a blast.
You're an absolute stud. Fired up to see you back out on the mound.
Yes, sir.
Here goes Nolan Daniel, the 2022 Dancing with Bananas champion. Next time we have him in the booth, we'll talk about that. For now, brand new promotion. Let's see what the young professor's got going on with this field day race.
2, 1, let's 3-legged race. There we go. Stay together. There we go. We've got DJ and Michael in the front. It almost looks like a wedding procession here, but I like that. We like love around here. Here we come. They're going to hit first base here, and we're going to go right to the leapfrog. Leapfrog. There we go. Remember, it's a race, fellas. You got to beat each other. There we go. Now we're getting some competition. DJ and Michael have a little bit of a lead. Caden and Roman are right there, though. We're leapfrogging all the way. They are getting closer to second base. Leap like you've never leaped before, boys, almost. They're going to get there to second base, and they're going to turn into the wheelbarrow. All right, time to wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow now. Oh, this is a dead heat. This is going to be a close race all the way. Caden and Roman are in a slight lead, and they are wiggling. Oh, wait a minute. We lost the leg there. But they are going. That is a lot of elevation. That is all upper body. Caden shouldering the weight. A wipe out there. And last is piggyback. They've just got to go 90 more feet. He's jumping on. There they go. It's going to be tough. He's coming around. Make some noise, everybody. He's going to go all the way. The Banana Land Field Day Racer winners, Caden and Roman. Way to finish strong, boys. Make some noise for all of our contestants.
Now batting for the Party Animals, number 5, the pride of Columbus, Indiana, Slammin' Sammy Claycamp.
The hometown kid gets a raucous round of applause from the sold-out Victory Field fans here. Top of the 5th inning. Got just over an hour left tonight. We're on a pretty good pace here to get 9 innings in within our 2-hour time limit. Party Animals won the 1st inning. Nanners have won the 3rd and the 4th. To grab their first lead of the night, we'll see if the hometown crowd can spare the hometown kid, and they do for now. That foul ball not caught.
I'll tell you what's been really cool. Every time you see a foul ball, especially a lazy fly ball like that one, get popped up into the stands, you can hear all 15,000 fans hold a collective breath, and it's just amazing. Just the anticipation they have, and then the eruption when there have been balls that have been caught.
It's truly exhilarating. I mean, it's the best rule in banana ball for a reason. Claycamp has his bat shattered. Barehanded play by Ryan Cox, not in time. And Sammy has his 3rd hit in 7 trips to the dish over the past 2 nights. Look at that bat sticking into the ground.
Now, I'm not sure it did that naturally. I think it might have been placed out there, but how about that? I mean, we rarely see a bat shatter like that in banana ball.
I think that was a Jackson Olsen spear into the ground as he makes a young fan's day. He gets the locals broken bat. Sammy out of Columbus, Indiana. He's played professionally relatively nearby as well. Played for the Schaumburg Boomers. That ball lined down the left field line, and it doglegs foul. That looked like it might have been trouble off the bat.
Yeah, and Chase Acuff's really been picking it up in the doubles department as of late, but unfortunately that one going foul is 3 hits in the month of June, and they were all doubles.
Acuff caught looking his first time. He's now struck out in back-to-back nights. Very rare occurrences for a man who's only struck out 12 times rather on the tour compared to 13 ball four sprints earned. First man to strike out in Division II baseball back in 2018 when he was at Eckerd College, and The broadcasters drink. Gosh. Josh, I'll let you take over, buddy.
The broadcaster's jinx continues, Big Tigers.
No one would have known if you just said that was me. Good stuff, buddy. Kyle has his third K of the night. And now Jason Swan will throw some very real dollar bills in the air. Hypothetically, possibly, probably not. Can't argue that they were thrown in the air. It's just the validity of what would happen if you brought them to an establishment that requires payment. But I digress. Jason Swan at the dish. Flew out to right his first time. Trick play executed on that by Noah Bridges. Should be a 2-0 count. That's what we have on our scoreboard. The in-stadium scoreboard shows 1-1, but I haven't seen Vincent Chapman call a strike here. They're just lost in the sauce. Fair enough, happens to the best. Now the count 3-0.
I think I saw Vince hold up a 2-1 count, believe it or not.
Fair enough. Now the count is 3-1.
Believe he did call a first pitch strike there on Jason Swan.
We were the ones lost in the sauce. My dearest apologies to the scoreboard operator here in the Vic. Sloon mud at you for no reason is it's going to be a 5-pitch sprint. Good sprint defense from the Nanners. Tag very close at second. Michael Deeb just a hair late as Jason Swan will celebrate his 2 bases with some push-ups.
How about this? Jason Swan doing very well, especially with the sprints. He led the Party Animals with 4 runs batted in the series in Birmingham last weekend. All of them came via the sprint. And once again, he reaches on second base, and the Party Animals in a big position to strike with a couple runs here in the 5th.
You got a ton of good looks at that one. Very clear that Swanee was to the bag before the tag came down from Deeb. And the Bananas now bring the infield in for the 10-hitter, Dustin Baber, who scolded a ball right back to Cowboy Kyle his first time. Cut and a miss. Sharp slider. Count even at a ball and a strike. Baber out of Babson Park, Florida. Went to Rollins College, then transferred to North Carolina A&T. JUCO Gold Glover. But he's great with the bat as well as he serves that to right. Noah Bridges catches it coming in. A beautiful throw home. And I don't think Sam Claycamp would have been halfway to home plate before Bill Leroy had the ball waiting for him.
Yeah, I mean, that ball was hit on a line to Noah Bridges there in right field. Just near perfect setup for Noah. And you talk about a perfect strike. And Bill Leroy, he got the frame there as well.
It's a huge second out for Kyle Lewis and company. The top of the order we go with 2 men in scoring position. 1-0 count on Reese Hampton. He's doubled his last time, 1 for 2 on the night. Great stop by Bill Leroy. Dangerous spot here for Kyle. Good 2-0 pitch, outside corner. Pride of Charlotte, North Carolina. Takes another fastball for a strike, count even at 2-2. Hampton spent 3 years at UNC Charlotte before being drafted by the Tigers. And 3 straight heaters, all on the outside corner, all called strikes. And Cowboy Kyle strands a pair of Party Animals in scoring position. He has now fired 4 straight scoreless frames.
I mean, pinpoint accuracy there at the end from Kyle Lewis, and doing that against the tour leader in batting average with the runners in scoring position. That average for Reese Hampton on the season at 406. It's going to drop a little bit now after that great pitch from Kyle.
And another look at the shattered bat of Sammy Claycamp that started the inning. Swinging bunt, infield single. Put the Bananas in a dangerous spot. But Kyle able to work his way out of it. And now we pop up into the broadcast booth as the fans go buck wild for some free merchandise. Very understandable. Josh Talevsky, Biko Scala, so happy to have you watching here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon from Indianapolis. It is mailbag time. This is our letter. It is from Bailey. Dear Savannah Bananas, I love watching Banana Ball. I drew some things for you guys, and this goes to everyone. Thank you for all you do to keep this stuff going. Biko Scala and Josh Talevsky, it's us. You guys are the best broadcasters ever. Are you kidding me, Bailey? Thank you so much. I hope one day I can come to a game. We hope so, too. Please enjoy this art and letter. Also, tell Split I said hi. We can do that. Also, love all the trick plays you guys do. From Bailey, here are the hearts, and here are the amazing drawings that Bailey has done. This is impressive stuff.
Yeah, just an immaculate drawing. She's even got the little Evo shield patch here at the top of the jersey. And I tell you what, she's been watching herself some Banana Ball. She's got the likes of Connor Higgins and Ryan Kellogg on this thing. I mean, some recent additions. This is just incredible artwork.
We need a shadow box. This should be hanging in the Bananas locker room. I mean, this is a masterpiece.
No doubt.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for the letter, Bailey. This is really amazing. The drawing is superb, and we will be handing this off to the boys. We will tell Split hello, and hopefully we can get you to a Banana Ball game in the near future. For now, we really appreciate you watching along with us on YouTube. Bottom of the fifth inning, Dylan Porter back out after the Nanners have won each of the last two frames, and this one right over the heads of Josh and I. Right around where Bryson Bloomer popped out to a Victory Field worker last night. It's 5-6-7 for the Nanners. Nice front door bender to get ahead in the count there for Porter. After McFadden, it's Jackson Olsen and Ryan Cox. As Dalton Malden out coaching third base and playing his guitar. Sean Fluke and Brett Helton hanging out with him. Because why not? Ball hit to center. Hampton broke in for a step. Now he moseys back and goes behind his back. Reese Hampton is on a whole nother level with the trick plays. He's on fire out there.
That is unbelievable. Reese Hampton now with 4 straight games with a trick play for the Party Animals. And he's not just going between the legs. I mean, he is mixing it up with the plays as well. What a great behind-the-back snag.
That's a tough play with his Tookus turned to home plate. And retreating towards the center field wall 402 feet away. Made that run. That catch on the run, rather, as Dylan Porter goes between the legs 3 times. And that ball was fouled off of Jackson Olsen, so it's just strike 2.
Man, I was waiting for Dylan Porter to do a couple more dribbles before flipping that one to Swanee. That was a lot of fun.
What was going on there? We'll see what happens here on the 2-strike offering. It's going to be the pistol squat. The trick he learned from Jack Flaherty when working out with him in the offseason. St. Louis incensed by the call from Vincent Chapman. Excellent frame by Dalton Cornett there.
That is a rare strikeout from Jackson Olsen, and surprising that he strikes out so early here in the month of July. Jackson with 27 at-bats in the month of June, only 1 strikeout. Really impressive mark after he struck out 24% of the time in the month of May.
Banana Ball is a mesmerizing sport. The numbers will drive you crazy. Breland Almadova makes the call and the catch with what seems to be a fan's glove. He's out there rocking 2 gloves.
Unbelievable. You never know what the Stylin' Hawaiian is doing in left field.
It's like Darth Maul out there, General Grievous.
2 lightsabers? Nah, fam, 2 gloves.
Very quick bottom of the 5th inning there for Dylan Porter. Gets it done in 3 minutes and 3 seconds. With a magnificent trick play baked in from Reese Hampton and the showmanship from the Stylin' Hawaiian. The Bananas, Party Animals, and the entire cast and crew tip their caps to all the service members, both past and present, here in the crowd in Circle City. We pass that on to everybody watching on YouTube. We cannot thank you enough for your service and for spending your Saturday afternoon with us in virtual Banana Land. We'll look around at the sold-out Victory Field. 2 biggest games in Banana Ball history, last night and this afternoon. And at the center of it all now is Ryan Kellogg. See what he did in his only outing of the tour thus far. He shut down the ball game in Rickwood Field last Friday, and boy, was it an impressive inning.
I mean, 1 minute and 54 seconds to end that game in Rickwood. And how about this? The Canadian himself rocking the hat, some Canadian socks. I mean, when you really think about it, things synonymous with the country of Canada. Maple syrup, of course, that iconic flag, the band Rush, and Ryan Kellogg.
Right. I mean, you can throw Justin Bieber in there. There's a...
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
Yes. I said Dustin Bieber. Didn't want that one to go by there. Just I feel like Dustin Bieber could have a Bieber-type transition in his career somewhere in the near future.
A positive healthcare system. If we want to get a little deeper here, I mean...
Was I supposed to say something?
I don't know. It's a good healthcare system over there, from what I've heard.
Yeah, let's break that one down. That will be a fun broadcast topic. I've heard it's great, too.
We'll get Ryan after the broadcast, ask him about it.
Is it universal health care?
I think so.
That's pretty sweet. All right, we'll hopefully have Ryan Kellogg up in the booth. He's got a mic with him. Is he expecting to say something here? By the way, none of his fielders are out there. Confusion abounding here in Indianapolis. Okay, now the Bananas all coming out from right field to take their positions. And they're eating snow cones. I'm guessing that's a Canadian invention. Still unsure why Ryan Kellogg had a microphone with him on the mound. Some mysteries in life will never be solved. The first offering by the 6'6" southpaw out of Whitby, Canada. He's got 2, 3, and 4 in the Party Animals lineup. As Dalton Cornett, excellent piece of hitting. Oh, Danny Hosley has to throw the snow cone to the ground as Kellogg comes over to cover first base, and that is the first hit by a Party Animal off Kellogg in his Bananas career.
And the lost sweet treat there for Danny Hosley. That just is painful to look at. Oh, look at that. Sharing is caring. I think he's going to get a little bite from Noah Bridges.
Kindness abounds in Banana Land. Cornett 2 for 3 on the night. Bryson Bloomer in the box now. He's 1 for 2. Singled back in the first. Came around to score just like DC3 did. Only 2 runs of the night for the Party Animals. Kyle Lewig's afternoon has come to a close. He goes 5 innings. Just 2 runs given up, both in the first. Only 1 of them earned. And picks up 4 strikeouts along the way.
Yeah, yet another sparkling start for Kyle Lewis, only allowing 4 hits as well. In Kyle's last 3 starts, he has only allowed 8 total hits.
And no sprints, which is the really important part as Bloomer picks up a base knock. 1 sprint, rather. Pardon me. He only gave up 2 sprints in his 22 1/3 innings throughout the month of June. That's right. It was the controversial sprint given up to Tanner Thomas on the heater right around the bottom of the knees.
Reese Hampton.
No, it was Tanner Thomas. It was Reese Hampton a few games ago.
In the Romper game.
Correct.
Yes, correct. We're in a spin cycle today. There's just something about a 12:25 start. Josh and Biko, you know, we've only had 1 cup of coffee. Normally we have about 7.
I actually haven't had a drop of coffee as Jake Skoll flies that one to Noah Bridges, who puts down the snow cone and fires to second. Swift play, quick tag from Ryan Cox. Not quite in time. Yeah, I'm coffeeless, man.
You poor boy.
It's just that coffee, caffeine pumping through my veins naturally. So I figured let's just send it today. And I completely understand, by the way, why you said Reese Hampton, because the fastball, very low, on a 3-2 pitch to Tanner Thomas, was basically a carbon copy of the first batter a few starts ago in Grayson Stadium, and that was Reese Hampton. Came around to score the only run in a 7-inning performance for Kyle Lewis.
Yeah, Kyle's best start of the season for sure.
Tanner Thomas, the donut hitter, is ground out and worked that aforementioned sprint. Great base running by Dalton Cornett. He got an excellent jump on Ryan Kellogg. No chance for Bill Leroy to grab him. He's now 6 for 9 on the Torrance stolen base tries.
Yeah, he's a very sneaky base runner, and the Bananas really weren't trying to hold him on, as Tanner Thomas is really fighting off, not trying to strike out here against Ryan Kellogg. Dalton continues to do some interesting things on the base pass, and Bill Leroy just didn't have a chance at a throw.
There goes Bloomer. The bender is yanked down and away. Kellogg, those 4-seam and 2-seam fastballs, slider, curveball, and changeups. That one fouled out of the stadium. Bloomer finally does follow up Dalton Cornett. It's his team-high 17th steal in 22 attempts. That one squibbed down the third base line. It'll be a foul ball as Jackson Olsen gives it a good boot. It's pretty fascinating to see Ryan Kellogg in a spot of trouble here. 2 runners in scoring position. Infield brought in for the Nanners. Very tough man at the dish in Tanner Thomas. This is a tricky situation.
This is as stingy as we've ever seen Tanner Thomas at the plate for the Party Animals. His first at bat, 7 pitches, as that's going to be a strikeout called looking on Tanner Thomas, and the fans here in Victory Field are going to get some donuts.
One of the 2 largest crowds in Banana Ball history. They are fired up about Munchkins being hurled in their general direction. You know who's not fired up? Tanner Thomas, who just got struck out on a pitch that was about a foot outside. Look at that thing. Woof.
That's the Eric Gregg strike zone, to reference the 1997 National League Championship Series, Game 5 in Florida.
Was that Levon Hernandez on the mound?
Of course it was.
Who else?
15 strikeouts.
Against your Braves.
And Greg Maddux.
Ugh. Bad memories.
Yeah, I mean, I was not even, out of the womb yet, but it does bring up bad memories.
Between the legs, bounces to himself, grabs it with the bare hand. Ryan Cox, second trick play of the night. And Ryan Kellogg works in and out of trouble. Couple base knocks, couple stolen bases. But for the second time tonight, the Party Animals strand a pair in scoring position, and they still have not scored since the first inning. Here's Emily Cole.
We launched a 501c3 dedicated to celebrating the people who are making a difference in foster care while inspiring and educating others to get involved. Today, we are truly honored to celebrate an incredible human. Sarah Michaels is a registered nurse at a local Indianapolis Children's Hospital. And from early on in her career, she saw the need to help kids in care. So at 22, she became a registered, licensed foster family. And she has welcomed over 30 children into her home. Today, Sarah has 6 kids in her home, aging from ages 1 to 16. Please stand and help me give this wonderful woman a round of applause for everything she does for this community.
one more time for our featured Bananas Foster Family of the Night.
Super cool moment here in Banana Land. Something that we are having every game now that Bananas Foster is up and running. Thanks to Jolie Chabala and, of course, Emily and Jesse Cole, everybody involved in the organization, but Jolie is the head honcho. And boy, is it cool to highlight superstars like a woman who has had 30 foster children and still has 6 in her home right now.
That is truly unbelievable. I mean, just really thankful that there are people like that out here, and great that we have an organization that can properly thank those folks as well.
It's a very, very cool endeavor that we are lucky to have undergone here in year 8 of the organization. You got a good look at the numbers there for Jake Lialios so far on the tour. He comes in relief of Dylan Porter, his good buddy, who pitches in 5 innings, although does not get 5 full frames because of the 2 walk-offs.
Yes, so Dylan Porter today goes 3 2/3 innings on the mound for the Party Animals. And Jake Lialios, this is the guy you want coming in the 6th inning, not only because he's going to bring you a good boogie, but opponents in the month of June went just 1 for 14 against Jake Lialios. And the only time that he allowed a walk-off was unfortunately because of some trick plays missed and then a sprint from him.
Lialios got off to a little bit of a slow start on the tour, although not in the showman department. He was the showman of the night on night 2 in West Palm Beach, all the way back on February 18th. A little bit of lack of control from time to time. A couple of barrels, although, as Josh mentioned, he has become increasingly tougher and tougher to hit hard. Throws a ton of fastballs, works in a devastating 12-6 curveball, and will even fool you with a cutter from time to time.
And it's that blend of speeds that really makes Lialios effective. When he feels confident and comfortable with his stuff, he is a dangerous man out of the pen for the Party Animals. The Darty Animals.
It's a fact, and he comes in here. Shout out Brett Helen. For the bottom of the Bananas order, Bill Leroy, Danny Hosley, and Noah Bridges, as Bill bounces that just above our heads in the booth, and it ricochets all the way back down to the bottom level of the Vic. Bill Leroy popped out to the first baseman his first time up. Waits for a payoff pitch from the Tucson, Arizona native, and fouls off another one. Lialios spent 4 years at Pomona College. One on a hop, Bryson Bloomer between the legs, kisses the ball, laser beam across the diamond. The Boomer makes it look so easy on his 22nd trick play of the tour.
Yeah, and we saw Bryson Bloomer really slow down with his pace of trick plays, but now, these last couple of games, he is really picking it up once again. He had 2 last night for the Party Animals, and now he snags another one in game 2 here in Indy.
Third trick play of the evening for the bad boys of Banana Ball. And now they will bring it in for the aforementioned 6-2-2. Lialios has Baber and Acuff in behind him in the middle infield. A quick dance, and that ball's barreled deep to left. It is immense trouble. Danny Hosley's around first base. Breland Almodovar racing into left. And Hosley is going to cruise into third with a stand-up triple. His second 3-bagger on the tour.
How about that? Danny Hosley picking a great pitch to swing at. Brett Elton was talking earlier. The Party Animals want to get all their guys in on those 6-2-2s. Danny Hosley wisely takes note of that, probably from last night's ball game, and now benefits and gets a triple. The Bananas 90 feet away from scoring their 3rd point in this ball game and opening that lead a little bit more.
Inning-winning run, 90 feet away with 1 away for Noah Bridges, who worked a 2-base sprint and scored the inning-winning run back in the 3rd. Gassed up by the fastball. Lialios usually about 90 to 92 with the heater. He can touch 94. High spin rate. Now a 2-1 count. He's pitching for the Tucson Saguaros in the Pecos League most recently before blessing us with his presence in Banana Land. This one popped towards the fans. They could make a play on it. It is not caught. Two fouled straight back. Good battle here between Lealios and Bridges.
Yeah, Noah is having some really great at-bats in this ballgame. Great at-bats recently. We'll see if he can continue to battle here against Jake Lealios, possibly earn an inning-ending sprint, or maybe get a pitch he likes, put it in play, and score Danny Hosley from third.
A chance for the fans to help out the party animals. They come up empty. The battle continues here. Animals have the infield in. Play Bridges pretty much straight away in the outfield. The at-bat continues. Lealios pounding the zone with heater after heater here.
And you wonder, he's got a 2-2 count here on Noah Bridges. You have a ball to play around with. If maybe you go to some breaking stuff, see if you can get a chase from Noah Bridges, and then go back to a fastball, which you're confident you can get a strike in and get the punch out.
The scary thing about going to ball 3 is you're one bad one away from losing the inning. He keeps pounding the zone. This one could stay in play. Breland Almadova racing after it, can't make the sliding catch. Danny Hosley was thinking about trying to tag, but instead the at-bat will continue.
Great effort there from Breland Almadova, and Danny Hosley wisely staying very close to that third base bag, ready to tag up on the play. But Breland, he might not have wanted to catch that ball just because he thought Danny would score and bring across another point for the Bananas.
10th pitch of the at-bat is up and out, and the 11th pitch will be a payoff.
And this is the longest at-bat we've seen in this entire ball game to this point.
3-2 is yanked into the dirt, and Bridges wins the fight, gets his 8th walk-off of the tour. Drives in Danny Hosley. The Bananas have a 2-point lead after 6 innings now in the books.
That was an unbelievable grind of an at-bat from Noah Bridges. I mean, one of the best we've seen from him the entire tour.
Could not agree more. Couple claps and Ric Flair woos send us to the 7th with just less than a half hour on our clock. Great pace to get all 9 innings in. We'll take another look at the 3-2-2 and the triple. Danny Hosley hit it where they ain't, the old Wee Willie Keeler. And gets 3 bags for his trouble. And 3 claps to celebrate. Welcome up into the broadcast booth. Josh Chalevsky, Biko Scala, Fella Fieri.
That's right, Fella Fieri is here. I've got a delicacy here from Victory Field. Let's try to unleash this puppy. I was told that they had banana splits. By the time I got up here, all the banana fans had eaten them all.
Okay, so this looks like an ice cream sundae of sorts.
Yeah, I need some help here, fellas.
I can help you out, Fella Fieri.
Thank you. This thing looks absolutely out of bounds, as my cousin says.
So what's the relationship here? Oh, by the way, we're about to give away Hoka's.
We are.
The buzzword, you have to click the link in the description of the video, put in all your contact information. The buzzword tonight is Circle City.
Circle City.
Circle space City.
There is a space tonight. Mm-hmm. That's a key detail worth noting. Mm-hmm. Naptown last night, no space. Circle City today, space.
If we could get a graphic up there, oh my gosh, these people are too good.
Incredible.
That first bite was delicious.
Was it good? It looks a little soupy.
There's a little peanut butter type crunch in here somewhere.
Yeah, no one's allergic to any tree nuts of any sort or any peanuts or anything, are we?
Chad Reese.
Just Chad, okay.
Just Chad.
Good thing it was contained when I was in there.
What's this big old thing? Oh, it's just a piece of ice cream. This is really quite scrumptious, man.
You fellas deserve it. You guys are up here entertaining the masses. I had a moment to visit with the chef. He said this is a family recipe.
Oh, really? TJ the Invader, the new man on the mound. He comes in for 7, 8, 9 in the Party Animals lineup as Sam Claycamp, hometown kid, dunks it into the right field corner. He smells 3 bags. He's digging for him. How about this? First extra base hit of the tour is a triple. It is hometown state for slamming Sammy Claycamp.
I mean, that is just unbelievable stuff. Sam Claycamp now with 4 hits back in his hometown state, and he's got the Party Animals on the verge of scoring very early in the 7th off of DJ.
Chase Haycuff skies this one into shallow right. Danny Hosley makes the call and the catch and fires it home. No attempt to tag there from Sammy. Acuff is 0 for 3 with a couple Ks. Claycamp now 2 for 3 on the night. And Jason Swan will take his hacks. A fly out his first time, a 2-base sprint. His last trip to home plate. Bananas bring the infield in. They did not have it in with no outs, which made that play a lot easier for Hosley as this one is lined to right. And Noah Bridges, running catch, 360 throw home. Not in time, end off line. Never had a chance for Sammy Claycamp. Jason Swan grabs the sac fly.
Yeah, but that is still a huge out for Noah Bridges, being able to extend that glove and make the catch. What's impressive to me, despite that throw being a little up the line, Noah still got it there without a bounce.
And just like that, the inning is over. I was writing in my book.
I think they said he left early. And we got a challenge.
Bella Fieri, you are on top of things. We've got a challenge. They think that Sam Claycamp left early, so we're going to go to our replay review and chat with Mr. Zach Brangelo.
Okay, so oh my goodness gracious. The Party Animals are challenging this. This is, wow, so Reggie Liggins clearly, we are ready, Zach. So Reggie Liggins clearly said that Claycamp left early. This is going to be a tricky replay to procure because we need an angle that has Claycamp leaving third base and the ball being caught. This one right here doesn't tell us anything.
That's an out.
Okay, here.
Oh, this is it.
He did not leave early. Overturned. Yep, good work, Zach. I did not think we were going to have the shot. Shout out Emerson Elmgren. Looks like she's on the third base camera tonight. Absolutely nailed it.
I'd expect nothing less. I'm going to go give some of this ice cream to her, I think.
That's the Iron Horse of BTV. Fella Fieri, real quick, let me get one more bite. And can you just share us in on, so you're Guy Fieri's cousin? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, he's the Lord of Flavortown. I'm really more of like a city councilman in Flavortown. It's a little bit of a nepotism type situation, but you got to just deal with the cards you're dealt.
Well, you're dealing them really well, my dear friend.
What do I have to do to be your secretary?
We can have some conversations offline about that. I don't want to bring public money into this here broadcast booth. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Fella Fieri. I give the Victory Field Sunday. I mean, like I said, it took Fella a little while to get up here, so it was a little soupy. But still, understanding what we got as that one clings off the base of the wall, and Dustin Baber's going to have himself a 2-out double. I give that Sunday an 8.8. That was nice. I really like the peanuts in there.
It was a very nice Sunday. I'm ashamed to admit this, and it's probably ruined my rating a little bit. I didn't realize I just swallowed a cherry, stem and all. Kind of ruined the whole dish for me.
Well, you're just not following the instructions that come with it.
Might have to call poison control.
It's one of those maraschino cherries as Reese Hampton pops out to a fan, and the inning's over. Hampton now ties Tanner Thomas for the Banana Ball all-time lead with his 4th ever foul out to a fan.
Unbelievable stuff. Reese Hampton not only on a tear in terms of his batting average, but he's on a rapid pace in fouling out to some fans. What a way to end the inning. Big for DJ the Invader.
We'll see if we had a camera on it. I was still writing in the double in my book when the Vic erupted. Anyhow, Naners need 1 run to win the inning, 2 to tie it. Remember, this is the Hoka's inning. Your buzzword today is Circle City. That is circle, then a space, city. It is YMCA time. Here in the amateur sports capital of the world. What a miraculous home it's been for professional banana ball. Flag to flag coverage, back-to-back nights. And as the entire stadium goes through seemingly a history of dance, we're blessed to be joined in the broadcast booth by Ryan Kellogg, the pride of the Great White North.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Kellogg, first of all, congratulations on being the tallest person in the broadcast booth.
I feel like I gotta squat down a little bit here.
Yeah, well,
You could.
you just fit in. You're good. No. You could flaunt that amazing height. Your second career banana ball appearance here tonight. A lot hairier than the first. What was that like for you?
Definitely different out there. Definitely a lot more people than last time. Probably the biggest crowd I've ever pitched in front of. So just trying to go quick and see what happens. Obviously got into a little bit of trouble, but guys bailed me out. So can't complain.
Yeah, and just a couple base knocks, little seeing eye singles.
Yeah.
Able to work around it.
Exactly. Cornette got to that slider, and I was give me a hard time when he came around first, but we had a little fun with it. So luckily, he didn't score. So all's good.
That's a fact, man. So it is Canada Day. Here's your head coach, real quick.
You caught the ball. Gabe.
Shout out, Gabe.
Yeah. Thanks, Gabe. DJ's going to love that. We always appreciate the help from the fans.
Tucker Perry, the new man on the mound, the submariner, comes in for the top of the Nanners order, and DR Meadows bounces that one down the third baseline. Knocked down by Bryson Bloomer. Throw across the diamond, not in time. Josh, I think that has to be a hit.
If this call stands, it will be a hit, but we might be going to another replay review.
Do the Party Animals want it? Yes. All right. Replay reviews in back-to-back half innings. The reason I say it's a hit originally is because I think even clean exchange, Bloomer doesn't really have a chance at DR Meadows. But we'll get a look at it here. We're ready to rumble, Zach. Here we go. Safe. It's tie go to the runner for me, Zach. Inconclusive. Vincent Chapman wants another one. Safe. How about that, Ryan?
I'll take that. That was a close play. Heck of an effort, but speed of DR Meadows showing it off, getting there.
See what happens to me up here every time I do the replays? 2 headsets. I'm all tangled up.
But hey, whatever it takes to get the right call, right?
How about the umpire celebration after making a call that was not overturned?
You got to celebrate when you get it right, you know? They got to have fun with it, too. They're out there doing their best. They're awesome at what they do.
Couldn't agree more. So DR Meadows now 1 for 2 on the night. He had a 2-base sprint that walked off the 3rd inning. That's one there where, honestly, excellent work from Bryson Bloomer. Got to it as quick as he could. I really don't think the exchange would have been quicker if he hadn't bobbled it. He got that off the ground and fired it a strike across the diamond in no time. DR taking off for second, and he has that stolen. His 23rd steal of the tour. Now the inning tying run in scoring position. Eric Jones, the tour leader in homers with 9, represents the potential inning winner. And Perry will look at Meadows at second.
And rightfully so. DR Meadows now with 5 stolen bases in his last 3 games. He had 2 stolen bases in Rickwood, 2 stolen bases last night, and now picks up 1 this afternoon.
1-1 count on EJ. 1 for 2 on the night. DR dancing off second. He was just jerking out there. That one bounced foul. So, Ryan, what does Canada Day mean to you? Is that a pretty raucous celebration up above the border?
Yeah, absolutely. It means a lot to me. I mean, that's our history. That's when we became a nation. It's the same thing as your 4th of July. We celebrate it pretty much the same way as you guys do. We got the fireworks, the barbecue. Everybody's out at the lake. So, awesome to pitch here on Canada Day. I got the chance to do it last year as well. This year looked a little different, but I mean, still awesome to be here in front of this crowd. Met a couple Canadians down the line when I was in the bullpen getting ready, so there's a few other Canucks out here.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Now, Ryan, when you think about Canada, it's celebrities, it's symbols. Give me your Mount Rushmore, your top 4 Canadian people, things. You can mesh them all together here.
I feel like we kind of got to go our first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Macdonald. He's got to be up there.
Of course.
That's got to be one.
I mean, obviously.
Can't forget him.
Yeah, I know you guys are very familiar with him.
I've heard about him many times before. Just
so
now.
He's got to be up there. I feel like lately you got to have Drake up there.
He's powerful.
He's powerful. He knows a few people.
Yep. Fellow Jewish man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Fun fact. Who else we got? We got a bunch of mostly like artists.
Yes.
We kind of talked about that with Shark earlier. We tried to have all Canadian artists out there today. So whether it's Sum 41, Avril Lavigne, The Weeknd, Celine Dion,
Justin Bieber.
Can't forget about him. So I feel like obviously we have a ton of athletes as well, mostly hockey players. But we do have a few other big league baseball players as well. Morneau, Votto, Jason Bay. So picking a top 4, that's tough.
Okay, so it's just going to be a top 2 for you.
I mean,
it's your prime minister, which is your first.
Sir John A. Macdonald. I feel like he's a pretty important guy. He's got to be up there.
Say Sir Johnny McDonald?
Sir John A. Macdonald.
John A. Okay, I'll never forget it again. This one popped left side of the infield. Meadows was off with the pitch. Bryson Bloomer covering the bag on a potential steal, and he was pretty much positioned right there to snag it. A couple big outs there for Tucker Perry as Michael Deeb now 1 for 3 on the night. A reminder here, as we are down to our final out in the 7th inning, the buzzword is Circle City. We are in the Circle City, so it is Circle Space City. Now the inning's fate lies in the hands of Dan Oberst. John A. McDonald.
Yes, sir.
Sir John A. McDonald.
Sir. I think that's probably because we came over from Britain, and that's when I don't think defected is the right word, because we still respect the Queen. We still have her on our money.
Of course.
We kind of became our own country and separate entity at that point. 1867.
So it was a much more amicable breakup than we had with the
Yes,
Brown.
yes. We are still on good terms with them.
As
far as I know.
I think we've come back around a little bit. This one flown to center. It was driven well, but in front of the track, Reese Hampton will grab it. Tucker Perry gives up the leadoff single and then retires through 2, 3, and 4 in the Bananas lineup and earns the second point of the night for the Party Animals. It's a 3-2 ball game with 2 innings left and about 14 and a half minutes on the clock.
I got to throw one more in there. Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, my
gosh.
gosh. Of course.
Of course. We had to do that. If you're the great one, you got to be in the Mount Rushmore.
What about general politeness? Could you put that as number 4? Canadians,
Sure.
polite people.
Yeah, absolutely. Put all the Canadians up there as well.
I like that. Just the
we want everybody to be included, so we're just going to throw everybody up there.
And the remarkable temperament of all the people who make it happen. We have a blindfolded pillow fight, so obviously you got to do about 10 turns, and then you just start hacking. And I think this is Clay Camp family members and Clay Camp adjacent, and boy, they are mauling each other. Those Columbus, Indiana boys do not pull any punches.
This could make Thanksgiving a little interesting.
This is good. Oh, I saw a real good club to the face.
A couple wrestling on the ground. That's in good, clean family fun.
This is fantastic. Yeah, we had a headlock in there. That was like Nolan Ryan, Robin Ventura-esque.
Is that legal? What are the rules of the blindfolded pillow fight?
Anything's legal.
Rule number 1, there are no rules.
Just like Fight Club.
Exactly. We also won't talk about it after this either.
All right, then.
Correct.
Yeah. Was that actually the first rule of Fight Club?
You don't talk about it.
Sorry, Brad Pitt and everybody else involved in that movie.
Meatloaf.
Canada? Or he's in that movie?
He's in the movie.
I don't think we're known for our meatloaf. We're known for the poutine and maple syrup.
As we head to the top of the 8th inning, Nanners lead the Party Animals by a point. DJ the Invader out for a second frame of work. Gets a strike on Dalton Cornett, who was not prepared for this at-bat, it seems. It is voicing his displeasurement with Vincent Chapman, now quickly behind 0-2. It's 2-3-4 for the Party Animals. Cornett their catcher, and then Bloomer and Skoll. And that one tapped through the hole. Dalton Cornett, 3 for 4 on the day. He got you with a base knock as well.
He did.
Pretty impressive to see him out there working, huh?
It is. He was actually my roommate last year when we were on the road, so there's a little extra friendly rivalry in there as well with him.
He's with the Wild Health Genomes.
It was. What a name.
Yeah. Invader working quickly. Bryson Bloomer, 2 for 3 on the night. Make him 3 for 4. What an evening for number 2 and 3 hitters for the Party Animals. And Bloomer also notched a base hit against you as well.
He did. He did not get the changeup down. I thought I had him, and then he tried to take my ankles off. So might have to chat with him about that one later on.
Now Jake Skoll will swing it. 0 for 2 on the night. A sac fly his first time. Dribbles that one to third. Jackson Olsen attacking. Backhands. Doesn't have a chance at Skoll. Good job by Dan Oberst. Turns into a hockey goalie. And uses his chest to dead end the ball. 3 straight singles. And the Party Animals have the bags loaded with nobody out here in the 8th.
Good hockey reference. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Olsen just couldn't get in the best position there to ever really set and throw that ball, so you've got to give big props to Dan Oberst just keeping that ball in front of him. You don't want it getting past him and having a run come in to score on a play like that.
Luckily no attackers were there to knock in the rebound. Send that thing out into right field. Tanner Thomas, the donut hitter tonight, struck out looking on an incredibly questionable pitches. Last time, Dan Oberst throws that home. It pulls Bill Leroy off the bag, but he's there to apply the tag on Dalton Cornett, and that is a huge first out. Bases still loaded, but 1 away.
And that was not an easy play to make either. Dan Oberst ranging towards that second base bag, kind of does a jump throw home, pulls Bill Leroy up from home plate, but he's able to throw it perfectly where Bill is right there to be able to apply the tag and get that force out at home.
Liner right to Cox, throw to third! In time, Reggie Liggins says! Bryson Bloomer slamming his helmet in frustration. The Party Animals do not have a challenge. And bases loaded with no outs in 2 pitches has an inning ending without the Party Animals scoring. How the turntables. Party Animals think he was safe. We'll get another look at it. Well, that won't tell you anything. Neither will that, but it shows the frustration involved. A despondent Party Animals group. And I will say, it looked bang-bang live, but Bryson Bloomer will tell you, breaking towards home on the line drive was where he went wrong there.
Absolutely. First step, got to be back on the line drive. Got caught in between and too close to call there, but obviously umpires felt he was out in that situation.
Reeland is now 0 for 4 on the night, and 3 of those outs have come at the hands of Ryan Cox. 2 of them trick plays. He'll line out into the 6-5 double play. This trick in the book.
Looks like we drew it up.
Exactly. We'll just toss a little line drive straight to the shortstop, throw it over to Jackson, retire the side. Bases loaded no longer. Bananas still lead by a point as we turn Victory Field yellow. Doesn't have quite the same punch it does at night, but still a fun moment here in Banana Land in what is one of the 2 largest Banana Ball games of all time. Now, Mr. Kellogg, I want to get you back to your friends and your teammates down there and get to celebrate however this game ends. But before we let you go, can you just talk the people through what this journey has been like for you? I mean, after so many years with the Chicago Cubs organization, all the way up to AAA, pitching all over the place, going down to Argentina and playing with Team Canada recently, and now you've had a couple banana ball experiences.
Absolutely. Been very fortunate with where my baseball career has taken me, whether it was from the different countries we played for the junior national team and senior national team. Arizona State, like you said, with the Cubs, actually got to play at this field a few years ago. A few more people here today, but love coming back here. Yeah, Argentina was incredible. We got to play against a few other, we got to play against Honduras, Peru, Argentina, and Panama. So anytime you get to wear your country across your chest, it's just a special moment. And being out here, being able to share all this with 15,000 fans, even after they got rained out, I think that's truly special and says a lot about our fans and Banana Nation. So grateful to be out here and appreciate you guys having me up here.
Just gave me chills, man. Happy Canada Day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ryan Kellogg, can't thank you enough for coming up to the booth, Big Tiger.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Ryan.
There goes the 6'6" southpaw. Boy, are we blessed that he has joined us here in Banana Land as a fan has caught the foul ball for an out as we were bidding Ryan adieu. And D-Mac is retired. That's the fourth foul ball caught by a fan here in Indianapolis. First one that went against the Bananas.
And just an unbelievable pace. Once again, you talk about having so many fans packed into a ballpark 2 straight days. The fans coming up with 4. That's the most we've seen on a tour stop this season.
Drew Gillespie, the new man on the mound for the Party Animals. He makes his Party Animals debut, not his banana ball debut. He threw for the Florence Yalls against the Bananas in the Challenger game and had the 23rd fastest inning of all time, 1 minute and 38 seconds.
And after that, Drew Gillespie also comes in, pitches another inning for the Yalls, and throws that one in under 3 minutes. Just really quick stuff from Drew, and the Bananas and the Party Animals liked what they saw, had to get him on this year's World Tour.
Great piece of hitting there from Jackson Olsen. He's now 1 for 3 on the night. There are 3 Party Animals on the right side of the infield in the greatest showmanship. He sends that one right to the vacated spot of where Bryson Bloomer normally is holding down the hot corner. Now Ryan Cox, as Malachi Flash the Kid Mitchell will pinch run for Mr. Olsen. Malachi's 3rd time on the bags tonight. In banana ball, you could pinch run 1 time every round through the order. Coxie, the shortstop, 2-base sprint in his first plate appearance. Flew out to left his last time. One gets the outside corner, 2-1. Good frame by DC3. Now a 3-1 count. Gillespie out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Started at the University of New Mexico, right in his hometown. That is ball 4, just misses. Malachi was off on the pitch. Party Animals have to hustle here. They're getting it to the outfield. Malachi will hold at 3rd. Maceo Harrison out there coaching. And with no outs, he's going to play it safe. Here comes Jesse Cole.
And now coming to bat, the world's tallest hitter. Please welcome Dakota Stilts O'Brien.
The man, the myth, the legend. All 10 feet 9 inches of him. The pride of Ellaville, Georgia. Comes in a huge spot.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Dakota Stilts Albritton, 5 hits on this year's World Tour. 2 of them have been walk-offs. You want to talk about a clutch hitter? It's Dakota Stilts Albritton. Actually, 3 walk-offs on the tour. Another one came via a sprint.
It's really impressive stuff from Stilts in his 3rd tour as a banana, as Drew Gillespie is being baptized by fire here. What a spot. Inning-winning run 90 feet away. And he faces off against Stilts, who lines that one into center field. He's done it again. Oh, he's thrown out at first. It doesn't matter. Malachi Mitchell has scored, and the Bananas lead 4 points to 1. Check that, 4 points to 2. Party Animals are saying that they were able to get 2 outs on the play. And if that is the case, the run will not have scored. They're saying they were able to get the throw to second before Ryan Cox was able to get there. And Coxie furious with it. The umpires will chat here. And now they say that the outs are made. Adam Virant will pop the confetti, signaling a challenge, and let's rumble Zach Frangelo. So we're looking at the play at second base. He's clearly safe. He's safe by a mile. This challenge is going to be successful. He said safe. Reggie has to now explain himself.
Wait, hey, can we continue to see that play develop? Correct.
What did Vincent Chapman just get from Reggie Liggins?
After review, going on the field.
Okay, that was a Fakakta call to start with, and the easiest challenge of the tour for the Bananas thus far. It was confounding.
A very confusing situation, and give Adam Byron and Tyler Gillum all the credit in the world, knowing that they still had that challenge very much available. And after seeing that Reggie Liggins, the umpiring crew, wasn't willing to overturn that call without going to a replay review, they popped the confetti, and Zach Frangelo and our broadcast team able to overturn that and give the Bananas their 4th point here in the ballgame.
So the young professor telling the sold-out crowd this afternoon that we are heading to our final inning. Every run scored here will count as a point. Nanners currently doubling up the Party Animals 4 points to 2. Unfortunately for Dakota Stilt's Albritton, it's kind of tricky here. So Josh, let me walk you through this. The run scores, the inning-winning run scores, which ends the inning before he's thrown out at first base. Is it a single or is it an RBI ground out to center field? We can talk about this off the air.
Yeah, this might be something I have to watch back. My initial scoring decision, based on the way that play developed, the way the Party Animals carried it out,
right,
that is the uber rare, and when I say uber rare, I mean it. 8-3 RBI walk-off for Dakota Stiltz Albritton.
Well, I believe it's actually 8-4-3, right? Because it went to second base first.
Good call. Thank you.
That's what we're here for, man. Gotta hold each other accountable.
What would I do without you?
It's a tough task for the Party Animals here. Danny Hosley is back on the bump and has actually thrown a pitch while we were watching the boys boogie over there. It's a quick 1-1 count on Sam Claycamp, the hometown kid, having a great afternoon. He is 2 for 3 with a triple, as well as a run scored. It's going to be 7-8-9. Chase Acuff on deck. Jason Swan due up to hit third. Hosley's been the best pitcher on the tour from the jump, and he has not slowed down at any point. George Mason kid spent the majority of this ballgame playing second base and has a triple of his own. That's a great scoop there by Bill Leroy. And we'll come in and try and shut this thing down. Good battle here by Claycamp. Let's work the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pops that one up, shallow. That's not even going to make the outfield. Ryan Cox battling the sun on the edge of the infield dirt, has out number 1.
Yeah, not an easy play. Ryan Cox really battling that sun with the shades on, no less, but able to come up with a nice grab, get a big burst out there for Danny Hosley, who, again, he has converted each of the last 8 save opportunities that he's been faced with, and he's looking for a 9th today.
He's 11 for 12 in his attempts at saves on the tour. Heater gets to the top of the zone. Count even at 1-1 on the Party Animal shortstop. Uncharacteristic afternoon for Chase. Couple strikeouts and a pop out. Now 2-1. Hosley with a devastating 3-pitch mix. Fastball, 12-6 curve, and the bread and butter, the changeup. As he gets the heater by Chase, count even at 2-2. Front door bender. It's a hat trick of strikeouts for Chase Acuff. And the Party Animals down to their final out.
Yeah, Danny Hosley goes to a breaking ball there, catches Chase Acuff looking. That is a great pitch there for Danny Hosley, who has a K in each of his last 6 outings now.
It's no mistake that he has 57 strikeouts in 40 2/3 innings pitched on the tour. Front door bender. He's ahead 0-1 on Jason Swan. The first baseman, 0 for 1, a 2-base sprint and a sac fly tonight. Pops that one towards the stands. A fan could end this game. They do not. 0-2 count on Swanee. Hosley with his 1.58 ERA. Fires in the 0-2, cut on and missed. Leroy throws it over to Oberst, and the Bananas win day 2 in Indianapolis, 4 points to 2. They split the great state of Indiana and improved to 26-22 on the tour, 18-17, check that, 18-19 against their arch rival, the Party Animals. Danny Hosley remains nearly infallible when he comes in to shut down ball games. Picks up 2 Ks in an easy breezy 1-2-3 frame.
And it is just unbelievable what Danny Hosley continues to do for the Bananas. In fact, he hasn't faced more than 4 batters in an inning in relief since Vegas Game 1. Danny Hosley continues to be one of the greatest forces we've seen on the Banana Ball World Tour.
And thanks to Danny, Bill Leroy gets to shout out himself and his teammates. We'll throw it down to the captain.
Up next, we have our wonderful coaches, Coach Adam Byron and Coach Tyler Gillum. We have our wonderful entertainers, fastest man in baseball, Plastic King Mitchell. Our band trickster, Mr. Alex Ziegler.
The tallest man in Banana Ball, the Banana Bill Already. And of course, last but not least, Maceo. We have our starting pitcher tonight, Callaway, Halloween, Jared Townsend, Christian, Victor Electric Gearman, Zach Phillips, DJ the Invader, Matt Malatesta, Nolan Daniel, and Connor Higgins. Animals one more time. Let's hear it for your Savannah. Indianapolis, 30,000 people in the last 24 hours. You have welcomed us more than we could ever imagine. We love you guys. We thank you so much. We hope to come back soon. In the meantime, all the players, the cast, will all be behind the left field wall to meet you all, to thank you. We love you guys. We'll see you soon in the nation.
Bananas team kissing the imaginary bricks in celebration with Indy, the motorsports capital of the world. Of course, we're just a few miles away from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the Indy 500, and a place that was our home yesterday morning, so we really appreciate all the great folks there as well. Josh Trelevsky, Pico Scalo wrapping up a 4-2 win for the Nanners here, the earliest game ever played in Banana Ball history, about a 12:25 p.m. start time, and the Party Animals jumped out in front in the first inning, but a run in the third and the fourth for the Nanners got a 2-1 lead. They never looked back.
We saw a much more consistent Bananas offense when you compare the two teams today. And again, what stands out, how good is Kyle Lewis pitching right now? I mean, another strong start, 5 innings, 2 runs allowed, only 1 of them earned. Kyle Lewis just runs into a little trouble in the first, and from that point on was money for the Bananas today.
Boy, we strive to be unbiased broadcasters in this business, but we love all these guys so much. And, of course, Kyle has a special place in our hearts with all the time that he has spent in the broadcast booth dating back to last summer when, of course, the Coastal Plain League's still going on, and he is now a professional pitcher. So it's one of the best things he could do on a game night. And, boy, is it fun to see him at the peak of his powers. And I think the Reese Hampton at-bat towards the end of his night, really emblematic of what he was able to do tonight. Falls behind 3-0, 3 straight fastballs on the black. Hampton, a former Detroit Tigers minor leaguer, is set back to the dugout looking. And it's just great to see Kyle with his pinpoint control again and dominating, keeping the really impressive June going into July.
And we also saw the Bananas play very well defense. They really picked up from a lot of the struggles last night. Again, 5 errors last night, but today the Bananas with 4 trick plays. And what stands out is the defense showed up in the situations that mattered. You saw Ryan Kellogg get into a jam and DJ the Invader. Both of them got bailed out by incredible defense. You think about Dan Oberst throwing that ball home to get the fielder's choice, and then the liner to Ryan Cox, the quick throw over to Jackson Olsen for that inning-ending double play. We saw the Bananas defense show up in big moments that kept that lead and got the win for Kyle and the Bananas.
And it was also a very historic afternoon here in the star of the Sun Belt, as we had 4 challenges, the most ever in Banana Ball history. We had the first ever successful fans challenge. They're now 1 for 7 in the history of this challenge roll. It dates back to Nashville at the start of June, so it is still very fresh. They're 1 for 7 now. Party Animals go 1 for 2. The Bananas nail their challenge. That was really cool to see. A whole lot of action with us slapping on the old Riedel headsets. And then the first ever strikeout for a donut batter here on the 2023 tour. It took 2 nights. It was a questionable call, but Tanner Thomas makes the people happy.
Once again, I mean, Tanner Thomas, an unfortunate situation for him, but boy, did he grind out at-bats today. Just what sticks out, his first at-bat, 7 pitches, he avoids the strikeout.
Right.
Then the second AB, 7 pitches once again, another situation, he avoids the strikeout. But that third AB goes 8 pitches, and it's the 8th that really does the trick, and he gets rung up and gives the fans some munchkins and some other donuts.
This was a big win for the Bananas. They are now once again within a game of the Party Animals, as we will pack all of our things up as quickly as we can, hop in some buses, and jet on down the road to Akron, Ohio, where we'll be in action tomorrow night and Monday night. Boy, I'm just so happy with what I saw today. Tears are flowing out of my eyes, those undersized tear ducts striking again. So it's going to be really fun. First ever Banana Ball games in Ohio. Indiana ends up split a game apiece. Party Animals still have Texas and Oklahoma. The Bananas have Tennessee, Florida, and Alabama. And now Ohio will be on the line tomorrow and Monday night.
And it is going to be very interesting to see what we get. We've seen a lot of the usual suspects pitching in terms of starting for the Bananas and the Party Animals. But you don't have Jared Donaldson and Kyle Lewis available unless they were to possibly come out of relief on Monday's contest. So we'll see what happens. You'll probably see Christian Dearman start for the Bananas. You'd expect Sean Sean Fluke to get in there for the Party Animals. And from there, it's really a coin flip as to who possibly gets that start on Monday and how these teams navigate their pitching plans in order to get a sweep in Akron.
And by the way, before we give away some Hokas, some real quick behind-the-scenes bananalytic stuff going on with the very bizarre Stilts hit into right field. It ends up in the possible 8-4-3 out. Josh and I decided it's an RBI single for Stilts. Innings over as soon as Malachi Mitchell touches home plate, and conversely, Ryan Cox touches second before the force out is there. Because if Malachi scores, but the double play, both being force outs, is converted, the inning is not a walk-off, and the Party Animals will avoid losing a point there. But because Cox was safe at second and Malachi was safe at home, it's an RBI single for Stilts, who is now 6 for 16 on the tour. He continues to impress. And by the way, Barry Aldridge, coordinator of baseball ops, texted me and completely agreed with that decision. So you're just a little behind the scenes note-taking for the people.
Look, again, we're fair scorekeepers. We care about this game to an incredible degree. And one more thing before we give away those pair of Hokas, we got to talk some trick plays very, very quick. 8 trick plays in this ball game. We saw 15 the other night. In the last 4 games alone, the Bananas and the Party Animals have combined for an average of almost 13. That's right, 13 trick plays a game. Unbelievable pace that we're seeing since we've been in Birmingham.
5 games ago, the most trick plays ever in a game was 14. It's incredible how this sport continues to evolve. It is Hoka o'clock here, just past 2:40 p.m. on the old Eastern time zone. I was going to say East Coast. We're not really anywhere close to it in Indiana, but I digress. Drum roll, please. Keith Melandis is the Hoka winner. Keith Melandis, congratulations. You have a brand spanking new pair of Hokas headed in your direction. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Thank you for everybody who got involved on the Hokas giveaway. We'll be giving away tomorrow night as well.
Can't wait, man. We're going to give away some more Hokas.
All right, let's shut this thing down before we get truly bizarre. Shout out our cast and crew that made the whole thing possible back in Savannah, working on a Saturday afternoon. Our technical director, Griffin Ellis, our director, Chris Haynes, the dynamic duo back in action. 2 games in less than about 15 hours when you go to start time. They were absolutely terrific tonight. On audio, it was Katie Duke. Excellent work on the 1s and the 2s. The score bug, Kwanzi. The graphics, Julia Massey. The statistics, Mikey O'Connor. That is a 3-headed hydra that is absolutely dominating in the graphics world. On the replay tonight, Jalen Johnson killing it in the most challenges of all time and giving us all kinds of great looks outside of when the competitive game actually demands it. And right here in Victory Field on the third base camera, my notes say first base camera, Emerson Elmgren. Is that true, Chad? I swore I saw her over at third base. Okay, I was right. I wanted to trust my eyes and not what my little list here says. Emerson Elmgren, the Iron Horse of BTV, killing it on third base. Very, very important on that challenge that was overturned for the Party Animals. Emerson had a great look right there. Dakota Burnstead across the diamond over at first base. Those two can grab a camera anywhere. They are both incredible. On the high home, it is Clayton Franklin tonight. Yeah, switch it up on me. Let's make it crazy. Ben Barks out in center field. I mean, these guys are all Swiss Army knives. They can do anything and are always superb. On the wireless camera, Taylor Finneran, that cat all over the field. Our moderators in the chat, Scott Thompson and Colbite underscore in the building tonight. On the trip with us, Colbite, you absolutely rock. Scott Thompson, same goes to you, superstar. Our video legend, Chris Sachi, saucing together your showman hit. Our YouTube king, Zacharias Bro. That's Zach Bro, ZB, baby. Now one of 2 ZBs in Bananaland, thanks to Zach Blankenship. Our K-Club and Zach Po's queen, Millicent Bean Supreme, Melly B, you rock. And thank you so much to Brett Hilton, Nolan Daniel, Ryan Kellogg, and Fella Fieri for joining us in the booth tonight. You guys all rock. We really appreciate you. Josh Talevsky, excellent work on the color commentary, my dear pal.
Vico, it's been an honor putting on a headset with you in Indy. Let's continue to have a great Canada Day, man.
Let's do it, and we'll do it in the Buckeye State tomorrow in Akron. For our coordinating producer of Bananas TV, the brains behind the operation, the straw that stirs the drink, the best hair in the Hoosier State currently, Mr. Chad Reese. Our executive producers, Jared Orton, as well as Jesse, Emily, and Carrie Cole. I am Biko Scala saying so long for now. We'll be in action tomorrow night in Akron, Ohio. The Banana Ball World Tour chugs along. We will see you then. And of course, we'll see you later!